Hi, and a very warm welcome to Wellbeing Mission Control. And I thought it might be interesting for us to touch on another sensitive subject. This is the whole question of suffering. I know, really positive, optimistic tone to adopt on this beautiful morning. But the real question is not whether we experience all kinds of difficulties and traumas and challenges in life. It's a subtle question about who is really suffering, who's experiencing these things. And the obvious answer is, well, I am, you idiot. Can't you see how I'm in pain, how I have all kinds of difficulties and stress? And I don't dispute that. The pain is real. But when you stop to consider all the roles that we are conditioned to play, when you stop to think about the masks we wear during the course of any busy day, you begin to see that a lot of our reactions, in fact, probably all of our reactions, are based on conditioned reflexes. We never pause to consider that there may be an alternative. Something happens, we get upset, we experience a difficulty, we get angry or we're afraid, or we feel betrayed or upset or misunderstood. These are all conditioned reflexes. And when you take a moment to consider that we are the ones who are generating this emotional energy, we're the ones who are painting the mental landscape with every breath, with every thought and feeling, you get an opportunity to do something quite remarkable. You get an opportunity to become aware that you're not only generating this field of experience, this field of perception, but you have the opportunity to observe it. So instead of being carried along your own stream of consciousness, you get a moment to become detached from it, to see it objectively, to see it unfolding without reacting. You see, your thoughts and feelings have no real value, no real power without your ability to fill them with energy, to imbue them with life. The thought process makes everything seem real, including your emotional reactions. And when you stop and practice a moment of detachment, when you become the observer and you see this process unfolding, your thoughts and feelings lose their immediacy. They lose a lot of their power to influence you. And this level of detachment is a fabulous technique for reducing the stress, for turning down the pain threshold, for turning down the amount of suffering you're experiencing. Because we will inevitably at some point learn how to release many of these superficial layers of perception, excuse me, these layers of reaction that have been grafted onto you as an individual since early childhood, but which I would argue don't really serve a useful purpose. And if we can make life a more pleasant experience, it isn't a question of us discovering that we are greater than the personality we look at in the mirror. Rather, it's we discover we are much less, because when we discard all of these layers of conditioned behaviors, we get closer to a clearer, purer expression of who you are. That experiencing allows you to experience things more directly without that emotional interference that often leads to a very distorted picture of life. Is it good for health? Yeah, this is not a new idea. It's been around for thousands and thousands of years. It's an extension of our understanding of who we really are, of what human consciousness really implies. And as we remove these burdensome layers of different roles and different aspects of personality, we arrive at a purer expression of who we are. As I said, this allows us to experience, to interact with reality in a more direct way. It's a wonderful formula for a healthier, happier, more balanced, and more creative life. But it also grants you a degree of immunity, and immunity from all the difficulties that will inevitably arise. You become less emotionally invested in the pain and the suffering. You have this beautiful sense of detachment. And what seems to flow from that understanding is a deeper sense of joy, a sense of happiness that is not connected to the external world. It seems to be a natural, flowing source of positive creative energy that some would suggest is much closer to the natural human condition that we can all benefit from. I'd love to know what you think. If we can perhaps disengage some of the reflexes that lead us to take things so seriously, to take our own unhappiness so seriously, we might be able to experience life on a different level, which could truly benefit our sense of happiness, health, and that magical word, well-being. Again, I'd love to know if you think it's a wonderful experience to share these ideas with you, to get feedback from you. And in the meantime, well, I'll be back for you tomorrow, but allow me to wish you a wonderful day.